Hi you guys, I am KBtheTeach and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I talk about all of the teacher stuff that's going on in the world today, child. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and comment on this video. Okay, so listen, today I'm doing a little chit chat, get ready with me before I go out and live my best little teacher summer break life. But I wanted to switch it up a bit and actually do my makeup while I was recording. I might make this a thing, but yeah. In the video, I'm gonna have my hair twisted up, but this is the final look, and this is also the final makeup look. I wasn't really going for anything too serious because I'm just going up the street, and yeah. But like I said, also, if you haven't already followed me on Instagram and on TikTok at KBtheTeach, you being trifling, and I'm gonna give you a few seconds to go do it. Whew. Water be so good sometimes. Child, are you back yet? Are you back? Make sure you go follow me on TikTok and on Instagram, because guess what? A lot of times I get on there and I give a whole bunch of teacher tips, and I don't want you to miss out, boo. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video where I'm telling you all the things, all of the feels, all of the situations that happened this school year. So, I'm gonna try my hardest not to say a lot. Ignore my hair being in twist. I'm actually getting ready to go out with some of my friends. But I did want to get on here and talk to you guys a little bit. This freaking school year. Sorry, my allergies make my eyes mad up. This freaking school year has had us in shambles. Hold on. School year has been something else. I decided I want to get on here to talk to you guys just because of the simple fact of it's been a long time. I haven't really uploaded anything throughout this school year just because of how much of a, I don't know. So, yeah, but I'm here. I am here. So let me tell y'all what's going on with me. So the school year just ended a few days ago. I am putting on some Morphe lip scrub prep polish. It says Morphe 2. And I'm using this because, baby, I got chapped lips. And that's it. That's so funny. I don't know if y'all are on TikTok or not. If you are on TikTok, make sure you follow me at KBtheTeach. That's my teacher page, my teacher TikTok. But yeah, I got chapped lips, so I have to be putting that on. Anyways, so I wanted to come on here and speak to you guys just to give you like a little recap of the school year. My inspiration for this type of video is this. I know you guys don't know that much about me, but I have a humongous collection of makeup and I gotta do something with it. So I've decided I'm just going to start doing little chit chats with you guys while I'm doing my makeup. Now today's function is not a big function. I'm not really going anywhere too serious. I'm just going up the street. So it's not really that necessary for me to just really do that much. But I did say, hold on y'all, where is my, oh here you go. I did say that I was gonna do a lot better with actually using my makeup this year because I have so much of it. I need to do something with it. So I'm gonna put it to use by making videos and talking to you guys. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna start filming in my world what will be called the true side of history videos, where I talk about different topics relating to history, because as you guys know, I do teach high school social studies. And yeah, maybe I can be your teacher too on the tube. I know one thing that I'm very interested in delving deeper into is the story of Pocahontas. Because who even is she? I do not know. And what's crazy is people don't even really know what happened to Pocahontas. We just go by what we saw on Disney Channel or whatever channel it was back in the day with that little dress. I know I was Pocahontas for Halloween one year. I don't know about y'all, but I know I was. But we never really took the time to learn in social studies who Pocahontas actually was. And when you don't take the time out to teach someone things, when it's your sole responsibility, people grow up believing things that aren't true, and they also end up creating false narratives and actually one day believing them. So I'm going to do my part of making the world a better place and try to spread some of the more true news. So yeah, I want to talk about Pocahontas, the story of Jamestown. I don't know about you guys, but we always learned that Jamestown was a city that just mysteriously disappeared. Nobody knew why. That's literally what the textbook said. I remember it because we weren't that much into the internet back then. I think we had like Windows 98 or something like that. And there was no way for me to just really know how to research what the heck happened to Jamestown because I was in the 3rd grade. And it literally said the city disappeared in the textbook. I remember that. I remember it. And I used to wonder, like, who gonna finish telling us a story? They made us believe that there was no story. So what the heck actually happened to Jamestown? Is Jamestown not still a place? We'll talk about it. Also, I'm not gonna make this a political channel, but I can talk about what I want to talk about. One thing you guys should know about me is I can debate all day, but it's very important to me for people to be able to coexist and agree to disagree and have your own opinion. I'm not someone, even though I am a history teacher, I'm not someone that isn't willing to change their mind once they learn new information. Once I learn new information, then, I'm not opposed to it. I don't know everything either. There's so much that has happened in the history of the earth since it was created. There's no way for us to know the accurate information of every single thing. And if someone's going around pretending like they know every single thing, then yeah. But that's not me. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of Black people or people of color will understand this. We're just now learning a lot of our history. Who would have known that it was done on purpose? Who would have known? But guess what? We can't really dwell on the past. All thing we can do is just try to make sure history doesn't repeat itself. So like I said, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do my part of making the world a better place by teaching or speaking about true history. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing my makeup while I have these talks with you guys. This is my first time doing something like this, and if you notice, my backdrop is actually the backdrop for my podcast. But guess what? If you see it again on my podcast channel, then just ignore it. I got my nails redone today. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm trying something new. I usually get all white. I got nude with white tips. So yeah, just a little modern day French tip, as you would call it. So my eyebrows are pretty, I'm sorry, I got something on my face. My eyebrows are pretty decent today. We're not really struggling with the brows on today. So we can move on from this. But yeah, if I have the mirror in front of the camera, then I'm sorry. I'll learn how to do this better as I go. So I've done my brows. I'm gonna go ahead and put that up because I really don't have that much time left to get ready. And to be honest, I kind of want to just take a nap. So yeah, we've done our brows. Now let's move towards actually doing our foundation. But first, you don't want to look like a dry, sweaty, ashy girl. So I learned my lesson from looking at those pictures back in the day and looking a mess, and this corrects my problems. So while I do this, let's have a little chit chat about this past school year and why so many teachers are actually leaving the profession. Now, I'm gonna try not to say too much just because then you'll have so many questions you really won't be able to keep up if I tell you every single thing that I'm thinking about this topic. So I'm gonna try to condense it. As a current teacher that has been through the whole panoramic as a teacher, I'm pretty sure I have great insight on what the actual problem is. Hold on. I have great insight as to what the actual problem is. Now, I'm gonna just give a disclaimer. The disclaimer is, though I have a lot of feelings about this school year, I want to say that I know that I'm blessed. I know that I am. I know that I am. Oh, Lord Jesus, praise God. Because there are so many of my teacher friends that are just not in the same situation as I am. And I'm not saying that to boast. I'm saying that as a sign of gratefulness, because I actually have admin that love me to death and that support me. So none of my problems come from my admin. At all. None of them do. Not one problem. So this is actually my first time using this Morphe skin tint and hint of mocha, since I had the truffle color, and guess what, it had your girl looking like a child. Was too dark, put it like that. Oh, I got some makeup in my hair, whatever. Anyways, so hopefully this works out. But my admin is amazing. They trust me. They've allowed me to be very creative. They have just really had your girl's back this whole time. But I'm in a lot of teacher groups on Facebook, and a lot of teachers have been expressing how their admin have just not really supported them. Okay, so I kind of like this. Their admin has not really supported them throughout this difficult time, and you know, I just can't relate. I hate it for them, but like, shout out to my folks, okay? Shout out to them. But like I said, my feelings don't stem from my actual school. Like I said, I'm pretty lucky. Really lucky. My issues stem from just the overall. You know how like you would think that your life can't be that much affected by people that are like at the federal level? Oh baby, we learned this year that was simply just not true. For the first time in my life, I actually genuinely felt the effects of people that were put into office. And no, I'm not just talking about the president. I'm talking about everybody that was put into office. Teachers, we actually felt the effects of electing people into office at every single level, whether we were talking about the federal level or the state level, the local level, all of them. We felt all of them, because for some reason, people that have never ever been in a classroom before felt as if they could actually tell us what to do. What to do. I ain't never seen nothing like it before. And maybe things like this have happened, and maybe I'm just oblivious to the situation, but I can't believe it. I just flat out cannot believe it. I can't believe it. Now granted, luckily, we have a first lady who is actually an educator in the White House now. No tea, no shade, but you know, it's been rough. It's been really, really rough. So let me tell y'all what this was like. We literally left school on whatever day in March. What was it, March 13th or March 16th? I can't remember for some reason. And we were told we don't know when we're gonna come back to work. From there, it's like prom is coming up. What are we gonna do? Okay, prom passes, no prom. Graduation is coming up. What are we gonna do? Okay, graduation it's not really happening for most schools. Most schools had to have like a little online situation, a little online deal. Okay, so it's like, wow, so we really just let our seniors graduate, because I do teach high school. It's like, wow, we really just let our seniors graduate and they have nothing to show for it. I'm sorry, I gotta put some more on. And it's like, okay, our seniors are going to college. That's just something I can't keep on my mind. So we're just gonna let that play itself out, and we're gonna worry about the next group of seniors. But when is school gonna start? Are we gonna be able to go back to school? Is it gonna be virtual? I don't want to do virtual because that was a freaking mess. That's what I'm thinking. All those thoughts are going in my head all day, every day. And then it's like, oh my gosh, Lord, please, make it to where I can see my babies. Like, I need to get back in my classroom. I feel like I'm getting too far from my students, right? That's exactly how I was feeling. Summertime gets here. We're having to depend on everything coming down from the federal level. And so it's like, wow, like we're having to sit around and wait on the president to do whatever. And from there, the governor. And from there, then it trickles down. So we're literally sitting and waiting. Now, granted, this was not a typical situation. We couldn't just blame this on just anybody. There was nobody to blame. You couldn't pin your frustrations on anybody. So teachers all around the world were just shook. We were at a standstill for the first time. And nobody could give us any answers, y'all. Nobody could give us any answers. So imagine how much stress that was. Luckily, I had a therapist, so I was able to kind of cope through my stuff. Because, yeah, your girl, I was ready. Okay, I was ready. I was not finna be anxious around here for this, something that I could not control. So, time is going by, more and more time is going by, and it's like, dang, it's almost back to school. All the back to school stuff is showing up in the stores, but child, are we even going back to school? What is it? So then I started to think, okay, well maybe I'm just jumping the gun. I remember one of my favorite teacher friends and I, we would find ourselves going up to my school dang near like once or twice a week just so we could get some information. We need to know what the heck was up. I need to know, like, am I going back to work? Like, am I going to physically be up here? I want to be up here. I want to see my kids. Like, oh my gosh, give me my kids. That's what I was really thinking, and so was she. We would go up there and sit in the counselor's office and ask all types of questions. Child, anyways, fast forward. The school year ends up happening. There's a set date, but out of nowhere, well, really it wasn't out of nowhere. We should have known it was coming in hindsight. The start date gets pushed back. So now instead of us starting school in the middle of August, now we're starting at the end of August. And you know what that means? If you start late, that means you what? End late. June the 3rd to be exact. Anyways, so I'm wondering, okay, so, we're going back to school August the 24th. What's the plan? I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever. I'm down for whatever. I'm ready to get my hands dirty. I'm ready. I'm excited. I've been away for too long. Been out of work been away from my classroom since March. What is happening? So that's what I'm thinking, right? Then I started to see all of, many posts on my teacher Grwm at KBtheTeach. If you're not following me already, I started to see so many posts where teachers were flat out like, what's the plan? What's the plan? What's the plan? And I'm like, dang, it's not just me. Child, there was no plan. There was no plan. There was no freaking plan. There was no plan. There was not one plan. And the thing is, like I said, it had nothing to do with my district where I work. It dang near had nothing to do with my city. We literally were at the expense of the federal government. Call it what you want, whatever. We were literally at the expense of state government also. It's almost like we had to wait on an announcement of what our next move could be. Not what it should be, but what it could be. And so just that in itself caused so much. It caused so much uncertainty. We didn't know what the heck was finna happen. We were all, like all of us, like everybody that works in just education, period, around me, everybody was just on dang near pins and needles because we did not know what the heck was going to happen. Fast forward. The school year happens. I'm teaching in my classroom. I finally see my kids. I have virtual classes. Well, I have first, third, and sixth period are in person, face-to-face with students that chose to come on campus. And I had second, fifth, and seventh with virtual students that chose not to come on campus. I am well aware that some schools did make it to where all of their kids had to choose virtual, and I'm aware that some schools got rid of their virtual option. Now me, I'm gonna give you my opinion. Virtual is not, it's not it. I think virtual should be an option for those that are at risk. I think you should always have alternative plans for people that are at risk. But for them other kids, you know them kids I'm talking about, them kids getting their lashes done when they're supposed to be in class. Them kids that ain't do no work. Them kids, virtual is a no for me. They out kicking it. They don't need virtual school. Anyways, so the school year happens. I have some virtual, some not. We're finally getting the flow of things, but you got that one thing that's going on still. Still got some people having to quarantine, some people getting swept away because they got to quarantine. Some people were lucky enough to never have to quarantine. Me, I actually never had to quarantine. My family never had to quarantine. Well, I think my mom might have had to quarantine, I can't really remember. But I was lucky. I wasn't in that number of the quarantiners. I did make sure that I washed my hands every single chance I got. I supplied my classroom, in my classroom, made it available. Hand sanitizer, I had masks available for my students. I also had gloves, I had tissue, I had everything you could think of. So I just wanted to make sure that I did my part. On top of that, I also made sure you're not supposed to put bleach in schools, but this was a different type of situation, okay? But I made sure that I cleaned my room really, really good after each class left. And I had a class in between where I had only virtual students, so I had plenty of time to clean up my class. I just wanted to make sure that my students felt safe. That was my #1 priority. Now, notice I haven't talked anything about any of the lessons I taught. Why? Because I don't even know what the heck I taught this year. School year is going, we're kind of used to it. We know when someone's going to have to quarantine. We know what's going on. We're having to have most of our, meetings and events virtually. But to be honest, I feel like I kind of juggled that pretty well. That wasn't really an issue for me. Do I actually want to do that? No. But was it just that detrimental to me as a teacher? No. So now it's time to start thinking about school events. Sorry, I blanked out. So school events. So is the football season gonna happen? Are competitions gonna happen? Is prom gonna happen? Is graduation gonna happen? Is it too early to be thinking about those things? I don't know. No, not in my opinion. Well, when you really take the time to just think about it, it was never too early to think about any of those things. Why? Because the kids wanted to know. Whenever you went to prom, you had to get your dress early, and you had to make all your makeup appointments, all your nail appointments, all those things early. for prom and for graduation, it's never too early to plan for those things, right? Plus, I felt this overwhelmingness of trying to do whatever it took to make sure my kids had a prom and a graduation. Well, not so much of graduation because I'm not on that committee. Well, I wasn't on that committee this year, but on prom, I was on the prom committee. Anyways, so I don't know why my thing is doing this. It's being weird. Wait. Okay. Anyways, so fast forward all the way. Christmas break happens. It's a refreshing break. Finally, it's kind of seeming like things are actually going normal. Then we get back from Christmas break. Then, we're in the second semester. It's like, wow, we made it to the second semester. Oh my gosh, right? Little did I know that second semester was dang near gonna change my whole life. So let me give y'all a quick rundown of what happened. I don't really want to talk about it too much just because, but what ended up happening was we had a tragic incident that happened on a campus next to ours. We also had a weak snowstorm, and we also had a water crisis. Okay, so we had all of those things which took a toll on a lot of people's mental health and actual health, physical health. So when I really just take the time to just reflect back on this past year, so many things happened. And like I said, I'm not really going to go into detail about those incidents that happened, but like, I don't know if people that are not teachers are aware, but you know how like when we were younger, we used to do the tornado drills and the fire drills. Well, now in schools, we have to do this thing called active shooter drills. Now, an active shooter drill is a system that's put in place to help you understand the steps you will need to take in case there's an active shooter on campus. Okay? But with that being said, never in a million years would you ever think that you would actually be in a situation where you would actually have to do those steps without it being a drill. I don't really know what to say. All I can say is that as a teacher, you never really think about, okay, so you might think, okay, I gotta do a lesson plan, I gotta teach a little something, go home, oh, them kids get on my nerves, with blah, 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 right? You'll probably think of things like that, but you'll never think of the way you'll feel if you actually lose a student. Now, disclaimer, I'm not gonna go into detail about anything that has ever happened to anyone, but I will say this school year, on top of us being in the middle of a pandemic, I have lost 3 former students this year alone. It almost got to the point to where every single time one of my coworkers would say something to me, I would get scared because I didn't know what the heck she was going to say. I've lost 3 of my students this year. 3 of them. Dang, I just messed up my eyeliner. Hold on. Let me fix this. I've lost 3 of my students this year. all former students, recent former students. 2 have passed along, and 1 we've lost to the system. And sometimes I start to understand why moms are so quick to defend their kids when they're in the wrong, or when they've done something that was kind of silly, or, you know, and they, instead of them getting mad at the kids, they get mad at the teacher and blah, blah, blah. Because I find myself doing the exact same thing with my students. The same thing. You might as well just call me guilty, because I do it. All of my kids, no matter how much they get on my last freaking nerves, okay, all of my kids are my kids. They're mine. They're mine. Mine. I don't judge them. They know I don't. Child, they tell me so much. I literally think the world of my kids. Now, granted, I am closer to some more than others, but I think that just comes with it. But after seeing everything that has happened this school year, pandemic, tragic incident, water crisis, snowstorm, and you know what? A lot of people always get it confused when we say teachers don't make any money. I had to explain this to my students. It's not that teachers don't make any money. It's that teachers don't make enough money to do what we do. And I'm just not going to change my idea on it. I'm not going to change my perspective on that. The reality is, not only am I a teacher, but I also serve in the therapist role. I'm not certified as a therapist, but you get my drift. I also am what you would consider a mentor, sometimes guardian, sometimes coach, counselor, teacher. I'm all of these things. And when I think about the southern part of Arkansas, and I think about the salaries that these teachers are making, $31,000 a year, $32,000 a year, it is a slap in the face. It's 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 not right. It's un-American. The things that we have went through this year as teachers, there's no way you can convince me that teachers deserve anything less than starting salary of $50,000 a year. And let me tell you why I say 50 and not 75. I say 50 and not 75 because there are actually some people that aren't worth anything in the profession. There are actually some people that are not about jack in this profession, that are just using this profession to get to a next spot in life. Those people should not be making $75,000 a year because they don't care about our kids. They don't care about any of the content. They're teaching the wrong side of history. They're not doing any math problems. They're not teaching my kids how to read. They're not doing anything. They're getting a check and playing YouTube videos every day. That's why I say the starting salary should be $50,000 across the board. And I'll argue anybody up and down about that. Because listen, the reality is teachers actually have an ideal career, right? We get 3-ish or 2.5 months off in the summertime. So we have summer break. Then we turn around and we have all of the holidays off. So President's Day, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, all those things. We also get Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, spring break, right? So ideally, this is a really, really good profession to go in, right? We also have really, really great insurance. Of course, people want to take care of their teachers, right? A lot of great benefits, very stable, very, very, very stable. But what about those teachers that are going above and beyond and taking on every single project and on every single student and literally is hands-on helping these students, basically raising kids that are not theirs? What about those teachers? Do you actually think $31,000 a year is good enough? Teachers are doing the Lord's work. You can't convince me that we're not. And I'm not just saying it because I'm in the profession. I would say that even if I weren't. Teachers, hold on, y'all. Let me focus. Hold on. I put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. Oh gosh. Teachers, we are often in charge of buying school supplies. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that has come out of pocket to help a student, maybe pay for like ACT, graduation admissions exam. Well, not graduation admissions, college entrance exam. Help them pay for application fees for stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that has come out of pocket for stuff like this. Teachers are coming out of pocket and they barely have it themselves. These people are literally saving the next generation. Now, granted, listen, like I said earlier in this video, I don't know what I taught this year. But stop and ask yourself, is curriculum, was that a top priority in the middle of a pandemic? Sure, I taught. Yeah. But I know for a fact that I was not turning all the bells and whistles that I usually do. I know I wasn't. And I'm not going to even lie to you and pretend like I was. We were just trying to make it. There were actually teachers that were afraid to death they were going to die this year. Teachers were feeling like they were putting their lives on the line, only to be making less than $35,000 a year. Teachers, not me, teachers. Granted, the higher up you get, the more money you make, but I love being in the classroom. I don't really have a desire to be a principal. There's no room for growth, okay? So what I mean when I say that is you are literally either a teacher or a counselor or something like that, an interventionist or, you know, a coach or something like that, or you're administration, meaning you're a principal or superintendent or something. And a lot of times, I'm just going to be real, I'm going to put it out there. A lot of times I see a lot of people just doing their 3 years in the classroom and becoming administrators. And they weren't really good teachers to begin with. So if you're not a really good teacher, how are you going to be an exceptional? You might be a good administrator, but how can you be an exceptional administrator? But let me tell you why people are doing it. They're doing it because that's where the money is. As long as your teachers are making less than $50,000 a year, there are going to be more and more and more and more people leaving the profession. Luckily, our governor has taken some steps to raise the median wage for teachers, the median salary for teachers. But let me tell you something, we gotta move a little bit faster, we gotta work a lot harder. Because while the gesture is nice, it's still not good enough. And I'm not even just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for everybody. A lot of times, teachers are already selfless people. We just want to be acknowledged. We just want to be appreciated. If I were a principal and I were afraid that I was going to lose a lot of my teachers, I would try to think of some incentives I could offer them. Free gym memberships, I don't know, random gift cards, teacher of the year. I would be pulling out all the bells and whistles for my teachers to make sure that they are appreciated. Some of these principals in America are not doing that. Luckily, like I said, I don't got them problems. But a lot of y'all principals just aren't doing that, and for that reason, you're going to continue to lose teachers. So not only are they underpaid, but they're also underappreciated. It's just a setup for disaster. And then next thing you know, y'all already know the pandemic made it to where people don't want to work no more. People are real deal not going to work anymore. Because they figure I can get paid on unemployment $2,300 a month and not do anything. Why would I go to work and make the same amount? And I guess my question is, why would you go to work and make the same amount if you can stay at home? There are now hiring signs everywhere. Everywhere. I ain't never seen nothing like it before in my life. Everybody done been to Miami, including myself, child. Everybody done been to Tulum. People are putting those unemployment checks to great use. Okay? People saying, well, I figure if I can make this much money sitting at home doing nothing, then maybe I can just never work again. On top of that, you have the kids are changing, and that's the truth. That's the truth. The kids are changing. But guess who else is changing with them kids? The parents. Add all of that stuff together. Too low of a salary. Pandemic uncertainty. Feeling unappreciated. Students changing. Parents changing. Those are 5 things that are just a setup for failure. I'm telling you right now, as a teacher that loves to teach, that had actual second thoughts on what the heck if this is not what I was supposed to be doing. I mean, I know that God put me here for a reason though. As an actual teacher today, my advice would be for anybody that has any type of say-so in anything, dealing with teachers, number 1, do something about that salary. I'm telling you, do something about the salary. $50,000 across the board, across the freaking board minimum. Do what you got to do. Sure, maybe tighten up the restrictions or maybe tighten up the qualifications or whatever you got to do. But $50,000 across the board is completely necessary. Step 1. Step 2. Show some type of appreciation. Are you paying for your teachers to go back to school and get a master's degree so they can make more money? Are you getting your teachers gym memberships at Planet Fitness? Are you doing barbecues for your teachers? Mani-pedi drawings once a month? I mean, I don't know. What are you, why should we stay? Why should we stay? Like I said, I'm not necessarily talking about me. Baby, because who got it going on is me. I don't really like this. Hold on, let's just put on another little coat. This is gonna be a no for me. I got 2 looks. Wait. I got 2 looks, and that's it. Okay, I lied. I do really, really like it. I do really, really like this. But yeah, what are you doing to keep the teachers? Better yet, there should be a federal mandate that allows all teachers to be compensated in some type of way. Teachers, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say. But let me just put it like this. Once teachers stop teaching, then what? It'd be better to just go ahead and get the program right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Get the program right now, today. Pay teachers more money. And this is not no agenda. Shoot. Do you know how content teachers would be if they was making minimum 50? Teachers would be running to the classroom. Like, not future teachers. I mean, current teachers would be running to their current classroom. Every day. Oh, I'm early. Yeah. I volunteer as tribute. I'll help. Sure will. But as long as teachers are underpaid, ain't nobody running to do nothing. And that's just facts. Child, I'm just trying to get a little... I put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. But hey, you don't have to listen to me. Teachers have been through way too much this school year. And all in all, most of us are still here. So that has to mean something, right? Anyways, like I said, this was just a little slight look. The lipstick that I just put on is Juvia's Place. I always call it Juvia's Palace. I don't know why. But it's the nude mauves. It's a mauve moment. That's what this is that I have on my lips. I know it probably looks completely crazy. I use the Mario Badescu, or however you say his name's stuff as a setting spray. I use the Morphe Hint Skin Tint shade in a hint of mocha because the espresso is way too dark for your girl. And I use this Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in the shade of Terracotta. I put that under my eyes. And I have, of course, Fenty Beauty Cinnamon Highlight that I put as highlight. But I'm about to go, you guys. I'm finna go hop in the tub and finish getting ready for a night out with my friends. I've been living my best life since school has been out. If you are someone that's higher up, please take into consideration all the things that I've said on this video today. I am actually going to be recording more of these because this was actually really, really fun for me. And maybe I'll try to do some looks, and maybe I'll try to get better with my makeup just by recording myself. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? Like and comment on this video. Like the video and comment under this video below. Tell me where you teach at. Not the actual city, but tell me what state you teach in. Or tell me what subject you teach so I can see if we can be history friends. Okay, well, I'll holler at you guys later. Don't forget to follow me on here and on Instagram and on TikTok at KBtheTeach.